Stray cat refuses food unless it's in a bag she can carry. One day they follow her and quickly understand. But before we start, please take a moment to give this video a like, subscribe to Happy World, and hit the bell so you'll never miss these great stories. Where dogs are an open book, cats can sometimes be mysterious. Their odd behavior and stealthy personalities are usually undecipherable to us humans. One woman decided to find out what this cat was up to, and the answer brought tears to her eyes. There's an elderly woman in Seoul, South Korea, who loves cats, and she has since she was young. 5 years ago, she moved to an area of the city with many apartment buildings close to each other. The large number of back alleys and terraces make it a perfect spot for stray cats to congregate. The woman quickly took to them. The old lady started feeding the stray cats soon after she moved in. The other neighbors don't mind because it meant the cats would stay away from the windows and not poke around in their trash. It didn't take long before all the cats in the neighborhood knew her, and she knew them. But cats are furtive, and she didn't know all their secrets. Earlier this year, the woman started to take notice of one particular cat. It was a female tabby who started acting differently from all the other cats. When the old lady approached with bowls of food, she would come near and sniff around but didn't take any. The woman thought she might have just eaten, but she did the same thing the next day. Then the old lady realized she'd seen that cat before. The woman remembered that the tabby, whom she named Dong-suk, had given birth not long before in one of the building's basements. A neighbor informed her that she'd had 5 kittens, but they'd all died. The old lady felt sad remembering that and thought maybe the cat was experiencing some sort of depression. Could it be that Dong-suk did not want to live anymore? The old woman decided to try and cheer up the tabby. She bought wet cat food, something she only brought out on special occasions. There was no way that Dong-suk would refuse such a tasty treat. She opened the can and placed it on the ground in front of her. The cat stared at the food, looked up at the woman, and meowed. Then she did something unexpected. The old lady held a bag of dry cat food to feed the other strays. She knelt down to pet Dong-suk, still bewildered at her refusal to eat. The cat then reached out with her paw, trying to knock the bag out of the woman's hand. The woman let the bag drop to the floor. Dong-suk took it with her teeth and darted away, leaving the old lady scratching her head in confusion. The woman was still in disbelief at Dong-suk's behavior. In her 5 years feeding strays, she'd never seen one act like that. The next day, she came out armed with another bag of food, wanting to see if Dong-suk would do the same again. Just as the day before, the cat took the bag and ran. The old lady still had no idea why, but she was determined to find out. The old woman had decided to follow Dong-suk to see where she took the food. She came outside as usual with a bag full of cat food. She waited for the tabby to appear and placed the bag on the ground. As soon as the cat took it, the woman followed, camera in hand. It would not be easy to keep up with Dong-suk. The cat led her through narrow alleyways between buildings and almost lost her when she jumped up on a ledge attached to a terrace. But the woman climbed the stairs and found Dong-suk, who had now stopped climbing and was instead pacing around the terrace with the plastic bag in her mouth. It was almost as if she was waiting. Then the old lady saw something that left her speechless. Climbing up the ledge was a small tabby kitten. It walked up to Dong-suk, who promptly dropped the bag of food at its feet. The kitten proceeded to rip the bag open with its teeth, with such ease that the woman figured it had done it before. It then ate the food inside as Dong-suk watched closely. The old woman realized what this meant. Clearly, not all of Dong-suk's litter had perished. This one kitten survived, and its mother was doing everything it could to keep it alive. The woman was brought to tears by this realization and decided she had to do something to help. While Dong-suk was clever and resourceful, the old lady wanted to ensure her efforts would not be in vain. The woman contacted a local animal rescue group and told them about Dong-suk. They were skeptical of the story, but after watching the video she'd recorded, they were in awe. After suffering, she was attached to the kitten, one of the group members told a Korean TV station. They agreed to help the old woman give the cats a better chance. The organization sent its rescuers to the woman's neighborhood to find Dong-suk. It was not an easy task since she was not familiar with them. It was only when the old lady approached her with more food that they were able to find her and her kitten. Now the challenge would be to catch them. As a lifelong stray, Dong-suk would not give in without a fight. The rescuers trapped the kitten first, since it was smaller and more docile. They picked it up with extreme care to show Dong-suk they meant no harm. When time came to catch the mother, she was wary but eventually let them take her. She knew it was the only way she was going to be reunited with her kitten. The woman was sad to see them go, but rejoiced at the thought of what awaited them. The group found a home for Dong-suk and her kitten and bought them a brand new house for them to sleep in. The kitten was excited about all the new warm blankets, jumping playfully around its mother. Dong-suk didn't show much emotion, but when feeding time came, she finally accepted a bowl of food. It was as if she knew she no longer had to worry about finding food for her little one.